Hey guys, this is Techmost Deception / No Man. I have finished up in Dalnir and moved my enchanter over to Paw. I thought about doing Solisec A. I actually ran all the way over to Lava Storm last night and then checked the levels of stuff and realized that the goblins over near Kindle, which is the place I wanted to be because I don't have magical gloves yet. I thought the gloves that he dropped might be worth. That'd be nice to see, although they're rare. But everything's a little low in there now. I'd have to be pretty much fighting the highest level areas of the zone to get XP. So I decided to pass up on that and go to Paw instead. I made level 35 earlier today in Paw. I went to the spot that was recommended on the forums when I posted and asked about good enchanter solo spots. Somebody suggested going to duo at 34 at this spot, and I figured, nah, I'm not going to duo. I don't like dealing with other people, I guess. But I'm here solo. I logged off in the entryway to Paw to show the route in. There's a few people in here. There were actually like 12 people in here this morning, which kind of surprised me. I assume that the spot I want to go to will be open. We'll find out. It's like a pool with, this zone as a whole is pretty nice. I've XP'd in here before near the entrance area at lower levels, but it has one big pain in the butt, and that is that I don't remember if it's right here or back around the corner here or something, but somewhere in this area right where I'm standing, a higher level gnoll spawns. It's much higher level than everything else around it, which makes it very difficult to solo here because you have to keep avoiding this one high level thing if you want to keep pulling all the low level stuff that's around it. And by the time you can kill the high level guy, all the low level stuff is too low to bother with. So this route that I'm walking here is the most direct way to the spot that I made 35 earlier, and that I'll probably stay for at least a little while longer. It was annoying me because, fighting near water can always be troublesome. And so down in here, these are the snakes that I was killing. There's 7 of them. 2 kind of spawn in pairs, and then there's 1 solo. Although only one of the packs of snakes, these 2 right here, will actually assist each other when you pull. Now the issue is when you start trying to fight these guys, somebody suggested that you fight up on this ledge up here, where these little hiding gnolls who con indifferent is fighting up here. These little gnolls will assist the snakes though, so you either have to clear them out or not sit down, or else they come charging at you. They're low level, they're like level 20. Or you can fight underwater, which is what I plan on doing and what I've done most of the time. But fighting underwater is troublesome because when these things are sitting still, no trouble, targeting them. But if they're moving, they tend to bounce around up on the surface of the water, and you usually won't have line of sight to cast on them from underwater, and you often won't have line of sight to cast on them from above the water either, which is kind of a problem when you need to be able to cast on them in order to kill them. But it hasn't been too bad. There's more room to work with under the water than there is up on top, at least. So, I can sit down here in a corner, and sometimes when a charm wears off or a root breaks, I can get the thing under control before it gets to me. But if nothing else, it gets to me and hits me. Normally underwater, when you get hit, you get pushed around and it interrupts all your spells. But since I'm backed into a corner, I won't get knocked around and I'll be able to get spells off, no problem. And then, if my charm broke right now, it would charge at me. I would try to root it like 3 times before it got to me, and every time I would get a line of sight error. But then when it got to me, I would just AoE stun it. Either with color shift and then go right into Beguile, or with color flux and then Mez and then Beguile. While hopefully the other one stays rooted. If they both are coming at me at the same time, it's a little nastier because I haven't been keeping my AoE Mez ready. Because these things do proc a poison. It's just a weak poison, but it will break Mezes, so I haven't been trying to use the AoE Mez because I can't really rely on it to save me when I have stuff on me. There's, like I said, there's 7 snakes down here. when the fights go reasonably well, I kill all 7 of them, and have a little bit of time before repops start happening. When the fights go badly, I die. Like I died twice back to back earlier. The same 2 snakes killed me twice in a row because they resisted. Like they both got low on life, and then they just started going crazy. They broke root, broke charm, resisted stuns, resisted mezzes, knocked me around. Like it was ugly. But other than that, I haven't had trouble in here really. There's a few pathers that are a little weird. Every once in a while you might see a gnoll walk through the water over here. I think he's trying to walk on a ledge up above, but he bugs and comes down through the ground, which is not good. I haven't had... see... can't see your target. Can't see your target. And now he's even right here. Oh no, he's not. He's fucking running away because... see, now he's all buggy, and he's going to aggro more snakes, and I'm never going to get a chance to root him. So I'm going to try to gate out because I'm getting trained. And that's what bothers me about this fucking camp, is this bullshit line of sight problem. Like the stuff just doesn't have any method behind the madness of the z-axis. Like it just bounces up and down. Like I seriously, once earlier, the mobs were even stationary, and I was fighting them from this other corner over here. And they didn't have line of sight from under the water, so I hopped up onto the ledge where those little hiding gnolls were sitting, and I tried to attack, or I tried to cast from up there, and didn't have line of sight from above the water either. And it's not like I just tried to cast once. I was spamming it for like 10 seconds, hoping that the thing was bouncing up and down and that I would catch it above the water. Nope. Somehow it was impossible to cast on it at all, and it was just sitting there. So Leah had an enchanter who, she said she leveled it here and fought under the water like I'm trying to do, in a different spot than I was right there. Somebody else had suggested fighting on the ledge. I mean, you don't have to worry about line of sight quite as much, although it is still pretty narrow, and the snakes will run, and they will get assistance from other snakes once they hit the water, and I don't want them to hit the water at all, because that's the problem. So fighting on that little ledge and then having root wear off and they run into the water is nearly as bad as being in the water in the first place. So I don't know how long I'm going to stay here, because this camp is very much frustrating me, you know. Even if the XP is awesome, which I don't think it is. I think it's good. I don't think it's awesome. Even if the XP were awesome, the fact that I have to gate out of here like at least once or twice an hour, or I die for that matter, really kind of slows down how great the sustained experience over time is. There's also absolutely no loot whatsoever. The snakes drop snake fangs that sell for like 5 gold, and snake rattles that sell for like, I don't know if it's less than a plat or something. So the loot's absolutely horrible. The XP would be good, except you have to deal with bugginess. So yeah, I don't know. I might not even make 36 here before I leave and go somewhere else. But I wanted to show, at least kill some stuff in here and show you how it goes. My kids and my wife were just out for a walk, and I was going to try and make a quick video, but it sounds like they're back already with my daughter screaming, so I might not be on for very long after all. But you know, you saw how I try to fight the snakes in here, and you know, that fight just didn't work out. That was worse than usual. Usually when I break a charm, it'll come all the way to me and start trying to fight me. So I showed you the underwater and the problem that happens under there. Now I will come up onto this ledge and I will clear out these gnolls and show you how I will try to fight up on the ledge as a second option. This snake's a little lower level. Sometimes they hit for 74. I don't actually know their level range. They've all been blue to me since I got here at 34. So I'll just slowly wait for my pet to chew through these gnolls up here. I'll send him at the next 2 at the same time also, and I'll probably just finish the pet off up here by himself. I won't use him to fight another snake. Yeah, we'll see how hurt he is though. And then I'll pull a couple more up here to kill them up here, just to show you this spot for XPing and how it works out. And then I'll go, there's a spot I want to kill some gnolls also. Some actual gnolls, not these little green guys, on the other side of this lake area. Like I came across that bridge way over there and dropped down in. If you drop down on the other side, there's a little bit of lake, and then there's an open area that has some gnolls that wander around in it. And I killed some stuff over there earlier when I was frustrated with the line of sight and space issues over here. And there's more room over there, and there's no line of sight issues over there, although there can be level 34, level 35 gnolls that spawn, and even the lower level gnolls are like mages and necros, so it can be a little nasty. But the XP was alright. I think I like, in terms of just grinding out XP in a dungeon, I think that Khazad-dûl is a better spot than this. You can't get quite as high there. I think you could get to like 37 or 38 in Khazad-dûl on those alligators easily, and then higher than that it starts to get kind of iffy because stuff is starts to green out. But here you could probably get up to 40 or 41, but I would go insane well before I made it that high because of the trouble with line of sight and stuff. These mobs take weird paths through the water to get to you too. So, like, I mean, there's not a lot of room to work with. You have just enough room that you can like break a pet and root it before it gets to you if you back all the way up here. But then the issue is if root wears off and something starts to flee, you're not going to be able to run over here close to it and root it before it gets down into the water and starts giving you line of sight issues again. And if they're both still alive, you've got one behind you, you need to keep rooted or else he's going to start come eating you, while you're also trying to stop the other one from fleeing through the water before it aggroes more and gets you killed. So, yeah, I'm not feeling this spot. If there weren't line of sight issues in the water, it'd be great, because you could just fight in the water. I guess I could try. Leah suggested fighting in like this little tunnel area over nearby, under the water, where there's no surface. It's all underwater. I'm going to try and break a little early here and kill these off. So if you fight in the tunnel, the mobs don't have a chance to bounce out of your line of sight because there's no top to the water. They're always underwater because the water goes right up to the top of the cavern. But it's kind of a pain in there otherwise because it is like a little ridgy. I'll go run over there and show you. We'll see. I'll give it the college try. I've been over here for basically an entire level already. So in this cave over here is a spot that was suggested to fight because, you know, as you can see, the water goes right up to the top in here, so the snakes don't bounce up and down to the surface and give you line of sight problems. They do, however, bug down into this. So like if I charmed one of these snakes and sent it at that one, it would just walk straight into this right here and attack from halfway under the ground. So there still are line of sight issues over here, even though it's not with the water. Over here on the other side of the waterfall is the spot with gnolls that I spent a little time fighting earlier. This one over here is the high level one. He's level 35. I'm sitting right on a spot that I could get aggroed from above. Like I mentioned earlier, that there was a gnoll who would sometimes bug through. He'd drop down and walk right here in the water as he was trying to path somehow up above, and he got bugged. And a gnoll on this bridge does it too. He'll drop down into the water and swim across right here before he goes back up. I'm not sure if those mobs that kind of bug down into the water will actually aggro you, or if it's just like a graphical issue. But there was one time that it looked like one of them ran off at a high speed after it was near me, and so I gated out. I've been gating out when they look like maybe they're going to aggro. So there's one. It's actually a lot of room to work with over here. There's one mob that walks up and down this hallway, and it goes quite a ways up this hallway without there being any other NPCs. It goes all the way up here, and you know there's still nothing you got to come around this corner and through these doors before you find more gnolls up here. And then, although there are some healers up there right now that were healing through the walls when I fought, like right around this area. And then there's this guy walks back and forth. This guy sits still. These two sit still. So there's actually a lot of room over here for the few mobs, and it's not a bad spot to fight, really. You just have to handle necromancers and mages and stuff. And then there's this one random, much higher level. The other stuff is all like right around 30, and then that Nishval there is 35. I haven't explored any deeper in here. Like I said, there's been some other people on. I actually saw someone sitting on the edge of this bridge right up here, and they were fighting a few things. But most everyone else just fights right back by the entrance, where there's a safe escape. Met up a little bit, and oh, see, there's the buggy guy. I think that guy aggroed me once before, because I had this snake and this snake were fighting like right here, and I was sitting down. And but I was told that the actual gnolls won't assist the snakes, so maybe I was incorrect, and he did not actually aggro. I'm not sure. I guess what probably is going to happen is that the snakes won't get assistance from the gnolls when they're fleeing and low on life. But when I have a pet charmed, the gnolls will still aggro the pet if they walk past it. So yeah, I'll chill here in the water, firing up my water elemental form, and then I'll snag one of these guys and fight back in this little passageway to see if I can figure out a way to deal with the line of sight back there before I give up on the zone. I want to go. I'm not sure where exactly I'm going to be in the mid-40s. My leveling path with enchanters previously has usually been the path of least resistance, trying to get to high levels as quickly as possible so that I can get into the cool dungeons that actually have loot instead of just the cool dungeons that are just kind of cool in and of themselves. And so I would take an easy route that's steady. So I would spend time at like Aqua Goblins in Lake of Ilomen, or the Gators in Khazak Thul, or Spectres in Firot, places like that, where the XP Unrest, like the Hags in Unrest. Maybe I should go over there for a level just to do it, because it's a nice camp if you can get it open. But seeing as it's only 3 mobs, it shouldn't be hard to just sit down in that little tower. And even if there's somebody else trying to pull it once in a while, or especially a power level pulling it, you can just sit right in the tower and nab stuff before they have a chance to get it anyways. So let's see about grabbing this guy. But anyway, yeah, I've usually leveled in outdoor or spacious, safe, steady, consistent areas in the past, in the 40s. Those Aqua Goblins are amazing, from like very low 40s, like 41, 42, up to close to maybe even 50, at least to 49. But I'll try to stay in dungeons instead, just for the sake of being more interesting. See how he runs into the ground there. I don't know if that'll actually stop my line of sight directly on him. He's going to come out at me anyways. And the problem that I don't like about this spot is, like with that snake up there, I need to stay back so that I can see over this ledge to root him, keep him rooted. But if charm breaks, I don't have my back to a wall, and I'm going to get pushed around. I'm not sure where exactly would be the best place to sit. Like, I guess if I had levitate on, in addition to enduring breath, I could sit up here in that corner and have line of sight while also still having my back in a corner. But because I think if you have levitate on underwater, you won't sink, you just float. And but I'm being cheap. I mean, I've got the reagents on me to at least cast it some, but we'll see. I'll probably just I guess I better hurry up and get on what I'm going to do here. See, I finished my SNES. Done too quick. low level stun casts so fast. Fire it off before the mob's in place sometimes. This is the snake area though. You've seen pretty much the gist of it. Or I've explained all of it. If I could figure out a way to deal with the line of sight, or if you were perhaps here with some duos instead of a solo, like if you had a melee and a shaman or something like a mage, it'd be easier to finish stuff off or keep stuff occupied even if it's moving around through the water and buggy for line of sight. I think it'd be a little slow here with 2 people because there's only 7 snake spawns. But you do have the gnolls that are up the one shoreline, which are nice and spread out and very easy to get single pulls on. So that would, you know, be a good supplement to this camp for anybody who's trying to come here to XP. The XP is pretty nice. You know, I'm only getting 1% per kill right now, basically, because I'm in a hell level 35. But when I was 34, I was getting 2 or sometimes 3% per kill. Moves along the levels pretty quick. If you get in a groove, anyways. If you keep having to gate out or dying, obviously it slows things down. But if you get on a roll, it's very nice. As I said before, the 2 snakes that spawn the farthest over there are close enough to each other that they'll assist each other when you try to pull one of them. So I didn't realize that the first time, and I must have just got lucky with my line of sight because I mezzed one to tosh him and then charm him. The other one came at me, but I got him locked down also when he was on his way. Lately, I've been lulling one so that I can get the other charmed up. And then I've been backing them off so that they're not right under that bridge where the gnoll from above paths over and bugs down into the water. Because, like I said, I'm not sure if that actually causes him to aggro or not. I think if you liked killing gnolls, you could get quite a bit higher in here than 40. You could probably get 45. I mean, that level 35 gnoll is going to be dark blue until like level 43 or 44. I don't know how many more there are that are that high level besides named things, but you definitely could get 40 in here killing gnolls or snakes probably. Not a lot of action in here, like I said. There were some groups at the entrance, but once you get this far in here, it's pretty quiet. I saw one person back in here this far. It was I presume a level 60 druid who was just kind of exploring around. There was also a level 50 something necro fighting over on the shoreline where I showed you gnolls. But other than that, it's been dead quiet all day. I don't like lulling this spot. If I get a critical resist, I'm in trouble because I'm going to get at least 2 snakes coming at me. I'm underwater, so it's going to be difficult to get them locked down. And I don't want to get too close and have that gnoll that bugs down into the water messing with me, so no problem this time though. Maybe I'll use the snake to... Thought about using the snake to kill one of those gnolls up there, but he won't be able to kill the level 35, especially when he's getting buffed by your local friendly mages. Oops. Hopefully this gets off again before Mez breaks. It's also tricky to maneuver things underwater into the spot you want them in. So like, if I do want to fight down here with everything, it's really quite a pain My swimming is going up so slowly. It's only at like 90. I've been in here for a long time, and it was at like 85 when. See, look at their path and like way around over there, just to get back in this little tunnel. So it's not really, it kind of sucks trying to position things back in here just to try and avoid the line of sight problems, only to end up with different line of sight problems. Maybe over here I can still see the guy up on that little ledge right there. I think I'm going to be able to see him this time just because he's sitting right on the edge of it. Yep. Alright, well, I guess this would be the ideal position to fight in this little cavern. So I've got my back to a wall. I'm not going to get pushed. I can see both the snakes to root them. I'm not going to lose line of sight when charm breaks and one of them moves at me. I don't have any wiggle room if the snake flees the wrong direction, though. If he runs away from me, he's going to be out in the open in no time. Oh, I gotta kill him quick or the poison's going to get him. If he runs out into the open, I don't have long to snag him before he gets out where it's going to be buggy line of sight. Oh, come on. That's a lot of mana. Just to nuke down 2 skeletons, or snakes. A couple more percent XP. Hell levels are definitely slow, but kind of power through them as an enchanter. I think the reason why I think the CT alligators are better XP than this spot until they green out is because you get to kill. There's 10 on land, I believe. Yeah, there's 10 alligators on land, and then there's, if you want to try and pull some out of the water, those high-level gators on the back side. If you watch my video on gators and CT, the higher level gators in the water on the back side, there's another 4 or 5 down there at least. There's no way you could clear out all of those, I don't think, as an enchanter at this level solo. But even just the 10, you can clear them much more quickly because they have fewer hit points, but they still hit pretty hard. And you get 3. You can get 3 at a time twice, which means your pet's getting beat down more quickly, and they're not going to be breaking roots or anything because they're lower level. I think until they green out, you kill them more quickly and more safely, so it's a better XP spot than this. But this spot will probably take you 2 or 3 levels higher than the gator spot in CT. I'm definitely not going to stick around here for multiple more levels. Maybe I'll finish 35, not on a video. I just wanted to do a short, like half-hour video to show the fights down underwater, the fight on the ledge, and where I killed some gnolls earlier today, how to get to the spot. I didn't even know this was in here. Like I said, either in a previous video or on a forum post, I know so little about this zone. I basically never walked beyond those double doors except once on red in a power level group. I still haven't poked around really. I haven't seen anything that sees invis. I don't know if that's just luck, if there is actually stuff in here that sees invis, but if you want to explore the zone on your own and you can cast invis, you're pretty much safe to do so, it looks like. Be a little careful because, like I said, I'm not sure if there is some stuff in here that can see invis, and I just didn't run into it, but I didn't see it in the time I've been running around. Back behind me, if you follow this up this way, it leads out to the area where there's like that little event where there's like a gnoll executioner and there's a prisoner who every once in a while shows up and after a set amount of time gets beheaded or something, unless you kill all the hostile NPCs quickly enough. I believe it's part of some quest, but I don't know what it is exactly. It's kind of cool. That kind of thing doesn't seem to happen hardly ever in EverQuest zones, especially in a classic zone. So it's kind of a cool little script. I've never actually gone up there and watched it. I don't know how often it happens. I did see the executioner from under the water when I swam back there once just to look to see what was there. There's one spawn in here that's worth like actually killing, to my knowledge. But it's you know, I saw on the wiki, it used to be like a long, like a 48-hour spawn, right? The Ishval Maul. He drops the robe of the Ishva, that charisma mana robe that enchanters like, and a necro, the low-level necro corpse summon. But since he had a set spawn time for the longest time, a couple people would just keep him on lockdown all the time and kill him every 48 hours when he popped for the, you know, the 1,000 plat or whatever that you can get off him. But I guess now, maybe according to the wiki, he's got a placeholder and he's just a rare spawn. I don't know. He's back here, back a long ways this way, I believe, through tunnels and in a back room. I haven't gone back there. He's level 40 necro, so if I could kill him, it would be a miracle to pull it off. I'd need to throw like 4 pets at him to whittle him down and hope that he doesn't get off any nasty high-level necros dots on me that would just kill me right out in between charms, because I wouldn't be able to keep him rooted or mezzed. I reckon I will go fight a couple of the gnolls over here, and then I'm going to call it good for the video and see if I want to actually make 36 in here before I'm thinking I'll go to Crystal Caverns, just because I haven't been to Velius yet with this character, or since Velius came out, actually. I haven't been to Velius yet on live, I don't think. I was over there with my old enchanter on the beta server, but I don't believe I've set foot in Velius on the actual P99 or Red. So it'll be fun to run around in some of those big open snowy zones that I really don't know very well. I feel like I spent most of my time in Classic and Kunark on live, and as I said, I haven't been over there at all on P99. So I know there's the Pather. He's got a pretty slow route. He walks a fair ways around that corner. So I'm going to AoE mez these two and then charm the Necro to poof his pet, or he's going to... Oh boy. Anyway, now I'm going to charm the Necro. Pull him back over here. And wait for this Pather to come back. I think he walks around the corner over this way. I don't remember if it was a mage or what. Oh, I thought he was back here. I don't know where he is. Let's have him guard here for now, and I'll keep my distance so if charm breaks I have a chance to lock him down before he starts beating on me or lands any spells. Since there is a Pather that comes all the way out to nearly where I'm standing, I definitely want to kill him first. I don't think the people who were back by the double doors near the entrance would have come back this far to grab a mob. I don't know where this guy came from. Screams in agony. That sounds like a harm touch, but it shouldn't be. Anyway, kill this little green guy. Wait for the respawn. Maybe he was killed. Seems like he'd be over here by now. Oh, here he comes, here he comes. It's another Necro. Stop trying to dispel him, just beat his ass down. Mage. Back him off just to make sure my pet isn't hitting the pet. Uh-oh. I'm gonna get nuked. Well, maybe not. I thought I was. pets are actually blue, but I have to get rid of them because they got a lot of hit points, and by the time I kill off the caster and my pet, usually nothing has enough hit points left to do the fighting for me. I'm not gonna nuke down like a 2,000 hit point. Hope this doesn't kill my pet. I'm not gonna nuke down like a super high hit point. Pet just for a little bit of XP. Oh, bugger. I thought that was gonna get him. Dotted up, nuked up. Earth pet's coming to kill me. So that was pretty ugly because I got dotted up a few times, but that's, you know, basically what fighting these gnolls over here looks like, because a lot of them are necros and a lot of them are mages. I don't want to fight a level 35. He's pretty tough. I'd fight this guy. I don't know how blue he is, but at least he is blue. That green that attacked me before can spawn as something that's higher, because I know I was getting XP from that mob that was on the stairs before. Well, there you have it though, my foray into paw. I'm going to call it good for this video. It's already longer than I kind of expected it would be. I will... I really don't want to stay in here and level, but I might, just because I don't want to move either. And then we'll see. I kind of want it, like I talked about in my last video, I kind of want to get some fast levels. It annoys me to not level quickly, because it's like my favorite part about EQ, you know? Get new levels, get new spells, everything you do gets stronger, you start fighting in tougher places. Especially with an enchanter that really snowballs more than most other classes do. But I definitely have never experienced the inside of Crystal Caverns, especially at a level where, or not to my memory anyways, maybe I did on live. So I will probably head over there at 36 at the latest to poke around in the zone. See if there's anything in there that's worth dropping, or if I'm just going to explore it and kill some stuff and then leave it and get some easy levels somewhere else before I settle into a location in my 40s. I'll go to Kazera probably in my mid 40s. Won't be much XP, but it'll be safer to kill Zalgaz for the Howling Stone's key piece. That's about the level that I'd be able to do. I don't remember what level the two frogs in Trakanon's Teeth are for the Sebulus key. Are they 45? If they are, I won't be going there until... I don't want to go into Seb until like 55 plus anyways. So no rush to get that key. I don't know what the other dungeons are in Velius. Dragon Necropolis, too high. Velks, that's like the equivalent of Karners, right? Like 50 plus. So Crystal Caverns will be my... Oh, Tower of Frozen Shadow. Yeah, I forgot about that. I guess I could go XP in there some. I don't know how busy it is, or I know there's a lot of casters. There's a ton of mobs spread all over the place. There's a variety of different level types and monster types in there. So maybe I'll look to see what level it is, and maybe I can hop into both Crystal Caverns and Tower of Frozen Shadow in one stay out there in Velius, and then I'll come back and check out some other dungeons in Classic and Kunark that I'm not terribly familiar with, just to make some videos and get a little XP. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to keep up my effort to wander around and see different places, and when I'm going to just be like, fuck it, I'm going to make 60 and just beeline up to 54 and then hit Howling Stones and not leave the zone until I hit 60. Oh well, at least a couple of the Velious dungeons that I'm not familiar with, I can do at 60, and they'll still be fairly challenging to piss around in. So I can make videos there at 60, and especially when I still have crap gear, and not have to feel guilty that I didn't go there while I was leveling up. I'm gonna run my way over to that. Excuse me. Over to the ledge with the little hidden gnolls and camp out over there for now. And then I might be. It's going to take me a couple hours probably to make. 3 or 4 hours probably to make 36. But I'm gonna call it good for the video. It's a pretty cool zone. Another spot that I haven't been before, but it's not bad. It's, just a few little annoyances that really keep me from loving it. And I'll see you guys later.